Hi everyone. Let me tell you a story about a B2B customer use case for sales. We will be talking about a fictional company called Kebab Crew, a German company which is serving the kebab shops in Germany with meat, with merchandise, utilities, and knives to really increase the productivity of the workers and allow them to provide a better consumer and customer experience. And so the kebab market is super disruptive, super competitive. Recently, new B2B companies have been launched, and they are also now serving utilities and so on. So Kebab Crew had to change. They have now innovated around their business and came up with a automation device which is unique in the market to serve the kebab shops and allow the workers to really focus on customers while this device is going to cut the meat to avoid queues and so on. And it has been super successful, the whole product in Germany. So now Kebab Crew is looking to expand towards Austria and Switzerland, starting with Switzerland. Also, here, kebab shops are everywhere. So, let's first see what is the product they are selling. And the product they are selling right now is this device. It's an automation device which is cutting the meat for the worker, so the worker can really get into the discussion with the customers and get the orders and really process it faster instead of going back to the kebab wheel and cutting the meat while the customer is waiting. So this has been now rolled out in Germany, super successful, and it's the next step is to roll out the same product in Switzerland. To roll out in Switzerland, Kebab Crew has been talking to few kebab shops, and one of the kebab shops or chain is Hakan's. Hakan is a kebab shop owner, so he owns around 10 kebab places in the German part of Switzerland and serves around about every day 15,000 kebabs to various clients. And his kebab is really good. So really, there is a lot of people waiting for a long time, and so taste is of course everything. But recently, Hakan realized that in various shops, due to the long waiting time, the customer loyalty is declining and decreasing, which he needs to improve. And he has been talking now. He saw Kebab Crew entering the Swiss market, so he has been talking to the sales, and one of the sales is Verena. Verena is yeah, expanding or helping Kebab Crew to expand the business into Switzerland by introducing these devices. And she's working with multiple systems to submit an order together, also sometimes with the ERP team. She has a super busy day as this is a hunting market, expansion market. She is on the road all the time, so she has not really time to process all the different orders which are coming in. So she puts a lot of notification in, and she need to follow it up. So she can already see, and from the experience in Germany, all the different salespeople they have this inefficient task to really follow up upon the different orders which were coming in. Also, long delivery times has been caused because of this, and customer satisfaction definitely was impacted. And Kebab Crew want to really improve this process because on the ERP side, they have a dedicated SAP competence center unit, so SAP competence center unit, which is running currently the old ECC environment, supports different rollouts of modules, customization, and transports. And Peter is one of those individuals who gets to work with the sales team beside all the work he has to do on daily business. And of course, due to the high demand from business, it can be that few orders or orders can overseen, and customers will then longer wait or don't get the device on time. And he's parallel also involved in the SAP S4HANA migration planning, which is also utilizing him a lot. So he's not always able to support the sales team. This challenge need to be solved. If we look into the process right now, so let's say Hakan is going to order one of those devices. So he will send out an email, which is then going to be received by Verena. Verena is going to uh, take the contract out of the email and submit it into Salesforce and close the opportunity, and then takes the data out of the PDF file, which is a signed contract, and send this data to the ERP team. On the ERP team side, we have Peter. Of course, Peter is always busy due to the high demand and work on the competence center side on SAP. So he has to create an order and delivery. Of course, first of all, once he has done it, he has to check that the quantity matches the ordered quantity, the delivery quantity, so he's really delivering the right amount of the product and post goods issue so it can be triggered. And finally, he has to provide and create an invoice, which is then sent out or sent back to Verena. Verena updates all those information about the order, delivery, and invoice in Salesforce, and finally informs the customer. And as this is a long process just for processing one order, it can take up to 5 days. And in Germany, this has been really causing bad customer experience, and satisfaction declined as well. So in Switzerland, Kebab Crew wants to improve it. They are using already Salesforce Sales Cloud. So now looking into automate the process, they have been asked MuleSoft and Salesforce to come in and advise how this can be done. So using the current order to cash process what they have in place, we have analyzed that there are of course human tasks which are there to verify different kind of data and really do request and submit and approvals and so on. Those will remain. However, there are activities which are repetitive, reoccurring, and those can be automated. And the way we need to orchestrate everything, the human and the automated task, we will be using flow orchestration, which is part of the Salesforce Sales Cloud, as well as the whole Salesforce core platform. So now having the flow orchestration in place, now Hakan will send an email to the sales team to a specific inbox, and now this email is going to be received by Verena. Verena will close the opportunity first of all, and this closing will automatically cause RPA bot to be initiated and reading the inbox and the signed contract from the inbox and email, and get the data out and prepare the data for Verena directly in Salesforce, so she can submit from Salesforce the request to the ERP team, and ERP team is going to directly receive the request through flow orchestration, routed not into Salesforce, not into emails, but directly into Slack, because Kebab Crew is using Slack as their collaboration tool. And from Slack, the ERP team directly can take action, either approve the request of order creation or decline it. And once this is approved, it will trigger few things in backend. So first of all, an order will be created in SAP ECC environment, and according to that, a delivery. So this is also a task which is now automated. And once the delivery is created, the request is routed back to the ERP team to do the goods issue, pick the right delivery item, and then post goods issue. Once this is done, it will now create an invoice in SAP and provide this invoice number back to the sales team, update all the data in Salesforce Service Cloud. So now Verena will receive also in Slack, in the channel of the sales team, a notification to send a confirmation email out to the customer and confirm that the order is processed and invoice is also created, so they can now start setting the delivery date, and this is then finally received by Hakan. So this process has been now improved by from 5 days just into minutes if everything is good, but into hours everything is solved and processed successfully. And let's see it in action, how this looks like in the different systems. So let's start with the demo and take a look first of all into these various systems. So we have Sales Cloud, Salesforce Sales Cloud, where Verena is going to create the opportunity and assign the product and then submit the order creation and so on. In Slack, we will see the two channels for the ERP team and the sales team where messages will flow in and the team is going to work on confirm and approve these messages. We have, of course, SAP to show the picking part. Once the delivery is created, the ERP has this manual task to log into SAP and do the product picking. And also the email has been arrived from Hakan, which is confirming that the order he want to start with the first device, the one device first, and this is the order form or contract which has been signed by him, and this order data will be taken out from this PDF file and further processed it. So Hakan just informed Verena that everything has been sent out, so she can now create quickly opportunity. It's a really short sales cycle, so she did not yet had a opportunity created. So let's say it is for the shop of Hakan. So it's a Iverdis shop and kebab chain. Um, Close it, of course, is for today, and basically it's kebab houses. So it's account which they manage in Salesforce to track who is going to buy this device. And currently, she can say it's negotiation. That should be fine. And of course, this is new business. Yeah, so new logo. She opens and submits this here. And finally, now she has to add the product first of all before she can close the opportunity. So let's add the cutting device. Let's add it here. So we are going to add the product and look for the device name, which is the machine. And here we are going to just assign one quantity. This is where Hakan wants to start with. This is fine. And now finally she can set this opportunity to closed one, which will then trigger the few processes in backend. So let's start here with closed one. And let's take a look while this is saving what will happen now. So first of all, we have seen here Hakan has confirmed he sends the email. So she has now closed the opportunity, which will now trigger a true flow orchestration RPA bot, which is fully configured to run on the email inbox of the sales team, identify there is a new signed contract, which will then be extracted from the RPA bot and sent these information back to flow orchestration. And flow orchestration is going to prepare order submission request directly on the opportunity in Salesforce for Verena to submit. So let's see how this is going to be represented. So we are back in Salesforce. Let's just quickly refresh to see if we have here already a new instruction coming up. So here you go. You can see directly on the opportunity we have this work guide, which has now extracted all the information from the PDF file and has prepared it for Verena to check. And if this is fine, she can now submit order creation to the ERP team, which she is going to do now. So let's submit it here. And now she can leave Salesforce, do what she has to do. She can now go for further hunting, getting new customers. While she leaves Salesforce, in Slack, the ERP team is getting a new message, and this new message is about the new order submission for Iverdis, which has been assigned to this group. So now Peter can take a look on this submission. He opens it. Of course, here everything is summarized, prepared through flow orchestration, and brought it to the ERP team where they are working, so they don't have to log in now into Salesforce, and he can say, okay, this looks valid, opportunity is closed. He can basically submit and approve the order. So order is being submitted. So now in the background, while Hakan received this submission. He has taken already action. So few things will happen. Now SAP order and delivery creation will be processed. In the background, SAP order and delivery is going to be created. And once this is done, a new request in Slack will be routed to the ERP team to confirm the picking. This should be already happening now. So let's go back here into the ERP task, and we see there's a new task which just came in, which now Peter can open. He can see, okay, this is a post goods issue request which he has to do for this delivery number. It has all been prepared. He just need to take this data, go into SAP, enter the data here, and do the picking basically. So he is already here in the picking. Enter the picking quality, compare. This is the quantity which need to be delivered, and now he can post goods issue. This is fine, and that was it from his task. He can now go back here in Slack and say, I agree, I have picked up delivery in SAP, and press next. So this will now further process the next action, which is then here. It is going to trigger invoice creation directly in SAP and delivers the invoice number back to Salesforce, and also allow the sales team to send a confirmation email to Hakan. So let's first see here on the opportunity itself. You can see we are also tracking the RPA execution ID, but we have also these three fields which should be populated by now. So let's open the opportunity again, and we see we have all these three fields populated, automatically created through APIs in the background, orchestrated through flow orchestration. And now this opportunity is finally delivered, and we see a new activity or request in the sales team where Verena is part of. So she can now open this task and of course see, okay, everything has been processed. I want to send out the email to Hakan so he is able to receive the confirmation and already prepare the delivery date and time. So now you have seen the full automated process through flow orchestration. One thing which I want to highlight is the first part where an email is sent out by the customer with a signed contract as PDF, most probably a scanned document, and this need to be processed by a RPA bot. And for this, the RPA bot ran in a secured environment, which was running in a dedicated system in your private cloud ecosystem. So now what I want to show you is this is the confirmation email, and this is basically the PDF file. And I've loaded the same bot into our dev environment, and which is going to read the PDF and come up with the data. So let's just quickly execute it. It will read basically all the information which are provided in the email, download the attachment, open the attachment, and get the information extracted from the PDF, and then further process it and send it back to flow orchestration. So flow orchestration is able to further process the data and prepare it for validation for the sales team. So now the RPA bot is just logging into the email account and reading the email and preparing the data. Here we can see this is the data which the RPA bot has prepared and read out from the PDF document. This is then delivered back to Salesforce through flow orchestration. And with that, we are at the end of our presentation. So finally, through Salesforce Flow Automation, Verena and the whole Kebab Crew sales team has not only achieved a faster delivery, great customer satisfaction on the different kebab shops they are going to serve in Switzerland, but they have also a unique position now to really attack this new hunting market and serve the customers and shops with various devices. And for the organization itself, this is really the time spent is now really on the value added task, things which are generating the revenue, increasing customer loyalty, and of course they have now empowered the business teams to really focus on what matters, and just use the process directly where they are currently working on, on the devices, send the workflow to the right time to the team to further process. So with that, we are at the end of our demo. Thanks a lot for taking the time and see you soon. Bye.